Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. We're ending the week in the valley. And I thought about maybe doing this in a Valley Girl accent, but I don't really do a good Valley Girl accent. Thought about getting some Christmas gifts maybe for our granddaughters. We could have the Valley of the Dolls, but I didn't think that was appropriate either. So instead, I decided to go to the Old Testament, to what I think is one of the most famous valley passages there is. I don't know that it outranks the Valley of the Shadow of Death that we talked about Monday, but it's pretty up there. Now, this is a passage found in Ezekiel chapter 37. Ezekiel is one of those Old Testament prophets, and he prophesied after Israel and Judah had basically been destroyed. Israel had been destroyed by the Assyrians, and Judah, 100 plus years later, got destroyed by the Babylonians, and most everybody was carted off to Babylon. The conquering by Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonians was one that had caused a lot of mayhem, but also a lot of death. And so Israel was quite familiar with what death looked like. And you've got then Ezekiel who comes with this prophecy that God gave him. It's a prophecy about a valley that is filled with dry, dead bones. And these bones aren't full skeletons. They're like skeletons that have been ripped apart. And the birds have come and the animals have come and eaten all of the sinew and all of the muscle and all of the skin and flesh and just left these bones to dry. It's pretty viscerally gross picture. And God speaks prophetically over those bones and tells Ezekiel to prophesy over those bones because God is going to send his spirit as the four winds come together to take those dry, dead bones and put them back together. And then to grow on them sinew and tissue and muscle and skin. And God is going to bring life where not only is there no life, but where it's dead, dry, displaced, and all the rest. And God promises prophetically that he's going to do this. Israel, even in their despair, even living where they were in foreign lands in captivity, needed to rest assured that God was going to bring them back together as a people. Now, as a Christian, this has another layer of significance on it to me, because God has promised to do that same thing to you and me. See, without God breathing into our life his spirit, we can live a dead, arid, useless, fruitless, disjointed life. But when God breathes into us, he restores in us a new life. Jesus talked about people being born again or born from above. It's the same principle that we pass from death into life by the blessings of God, which as a Christian I see in the death and resurrection of Jesus, the firstborn, back from the dead in a sense, the first raised. So as you go into the weekend, I don't know what your weekend has in store for you, but if it's dry and arid and you seem out of joint, look to the God who through his spirit can reassemble your life into something that's vibrant, dynamic, and worthy of a great experience. That, by the way, is your video thought for the day.